Welcome to our video on 10 Stoic Bible verses. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes virtue, resilience, and self-control, can be found in various religious texts from the Bible. Today, we will explore 10 Bible verses that embody the Stoic principles. Let's begin. Our first verse comes from the book of James, chapter 1, verses 2 to 4. It says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." This verse reminds us that challenges are an opportunity for growth. Instead of being discouraged, we should embrace them as tests that build our character and faith. Moving on to the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9, we find this wisdom in their hearts. Humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. This verse teaches us to be adaptable and accept that sometimes our plans may not align with God's greater plan. It encourages us to find peace and purpose in surrendering control to a higher power. Our next verse comes from the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verses 11 to 12. It states, "I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want." This verse reminds us that true contentment comes from within, not from external circumstances. It encourages us to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and find peace regardless of the situation we find ourselves in. Turning to the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7, we read, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." This verse highlights the importance of self-discipline and the power that comes from the Spirit of God within us. It reminds us to tap into our inner strength when faced with adversity, allowing us to overcome challenges with courage and love. In the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 12, we find the following words, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer." This verse encourages us to maintain a joyful spirit in times of hope, to be patient during afflictions, and to be faithful in our prayers. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, we can find strength through hope, patience, and a deep connection with God. Our next verse is from the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 29. It says, "Whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly." This verse emphasizes the importance of patience and understanding. It reminds us that reacting impulsively out of anger or frustration only leads to foolishness, while practicing patience allows for greater wisdom and understanding. Moving to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 34, we read, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This verse encourages us to live in the present moment and not be consumed by worries about the future. It reminds us that each day brings its own challenges, and by focusing on the present, we can find peace and strength to face them. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verses 26 to 27, we find these words, "In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold." This verse teaches us to manage our anger wisely and not let it lead us into sin. It reminds us to address conflicts and reconcile with others promptly, preventing negativity from taking hold in our lives. Turning to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 39, we find this teaching from Jesus. "But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also." This verse challenges us to respond to hostility with love and forgiveness rather than seeking revenge. It encourages us to break the cycle of violence and promote peace through our actions. Finally, our last verse comes from the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." This verse reminds us to remain steadfast in our pursuit of goodness, even when faced with challenges or setbacks. It assures us that our efforts will bear fruit in due time if we do not lose heart. And there you have it, 10 Stoic Bible verses that inspire resilience, self-control, and virtue. May these verses guide and strengthen you on your journey towards a stoic and fulfilling life. Thank you for watching.